For those of you on a budget, this one's for you. What's up, socials? Happy Savvy Tuesday. You know, there's always really good advice about meeting new people, and that's going to a conference. But what if it's not quite in your budget yet to go to that conference? I know what's happening. I understand. It gets expensive. Now, I think you should probably do your research and make sure it's an event that is just sort of okay and not a must, because if it's a must, you should probably just figure out your budget and go. But in this video, I want to talk about unconferencing in the case that maybe it's not the best fit, but if you could meet a few of the people that are going to be there, you'll benefit from it. Great example of this is Content Marketing World in Cleveland, Ohio, just a couple of hours from my house, but not necessarily a conference I must go to. However, if I could meet Kevin Spacey, who's keynoting, that would be great. So I'm going to unconference, head to Cleveland, and do the things that I can do outside of the conference that might help me a little bit without having to actually pay to go to the event. Hopefully Content Marketing World isn't mad at me for this video. First and foremost, tip, if you know you're going to want to be around an event, not really sure if you're actually gonna go, book a room at the hotel where everyone's staying. It's the easiest thing to just hang out in the lobby, happen to see a few people as they are going in between sessions, especially if the conference is actually located at the hotel, going back to the room, people getting cocktails. Great place to run into people you probably want to get to know. Also, check in with the speakers that are going to be at the event and see if they're doing anything outside of the conference. A good example of this is Chris Ducker, my buddy, my friend, who's hosting Tropical Think Tank and having me speak there next year. I'm excited about that. But at Content Marketing World this year, he's doing his own little mastermind, which I've told you guys about. So I'm excited that I'm going to Cleveland. I may not be going to the conference, but I am gonna go to his mastermind and actually have one-on-one time with him for a fraction of the price I would have paid for the conference, where I wouldn't have gotten as much personal interaction. Another thing speakers might be talking about is their own personal tweet-ups, happy hours, things happening outside the conference that you don't need a badge for. If they're not hosting a mastermind, they are more than likely gonna go get drinks after the conference, or dinner, or something. So maybe there is an event that you can go to in that respect and do a little bit of mingling and networking there. But if not, there are oftentimes at big conferences these other companies that are either sponsoring or not sponsoring who just want to have an event outside of this conference where they know a lot of people in their target audience will want to be, so therefore they invite them to something outside of conference hours. Another thing that you can definitely get involved in. Most importantly, don't be afraid to go network with people, because that's the whole reason why you go, and not depend on the curriculum of the conference, which you decided not to pay for. You've got to meet the people that are walking around with the badges, the speakers, the attendees, and ask them what they do and see if you guys can find a way to help each other. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. As always, hopefully you can find your next event that you think is the most appropriate for you to unconference. Let me know how it goes, but make sure you always set yourself up for success so you don't waste even the little amount of money that you're probably still going to have to spend to do it. Make sure you check out today's sponsor of this video. That is, of course, our friends Bluehost for your web hosting needs. They host more than 2 million websites all over the world, and have been recommended by my favorite blogging platform, WordPress, since 2005. Some of you haven't even been using the internet that long. That's crazy. Okay, so check them out, savvysexysocial.com/Bluehost. I will see you tomorrow for Sexy Wednesday.